Welcome to aminacademy.com. In astronomy, let us discuss about calendar. What's today's date is one of the most common questions you can ask usually when signing a document or worrying about whether you should have started studying for your next exam. Long before the era of digital watches, smartphone and fitness bands that tell the date, people used calendars to help measure the passage of time. Now, let us discuss some detail about a calendar. There are two traditional functions of any calendar. First, it must keep track of time over the course of long spans along people to anticipate the cycle of the seasons and to honor special religious or personal anniversaries. Second, to be used to large number of people, a calendar must use natural time intervals that everyone can agree on, those defined by the motion of Earth, the Moon, the sometimes even the planets. The natural units of our calendar are the day based on the period of rotation of Earth. Next, the month based on the cycle of moon's phases about the Earth, and the year based on the period of revolution of Earth about the Sun. The rotation period of Earth is by definition is 1 day, and here the solar day is used since that is the basis of human experience. The period required by the moon to complete its cycle of phases called the lunar months is 29.5306 days. It's not 30 days. The basic period of revolution of Earth, called the tropical year, is about 365.2422 days. It is not 365 days, it is 365.2422 days. The ratio of the number are not convenient for calculation. This is historic challenge of the calendar dealt with the various way by different cultures. By definition, this is 1 day is here. That is the rotation period of Earth is by definition is 1 day. Now here the lunar month have 29.5306 days. The basic period of revolution of the Earth, called the tropical year, is 365.2422 days. The early calendars. Even the earliest culture were concerned with the keeping of time and calendar. Some interesting examples include monuments left by Bronze Age people of Northwest Europe, especially the British Isles. The Maya in Central America, who thrived more than 1,000 years ago, were also concerned with the keeping of time. Their calendar was as sophisticated as and perhaps more complex than contemporary calendars in Europe. On the other hand, the years 1600 and 2000, both divisible by 400, were leap years. The average length of this Gregorian year, that is 365.2425 mean solar days, is correct to about 1 day in 3,300 years. That means here by exact Gregorian years is 1 day we have to add after 3,300 years. That is called a exact leap year by Gregorian year. In astronomy, a Julian year is a unit of measurement of time defined as exactly 365.25 days of 86,400 seconds each. The length of the Julian year is the average length of the year in the Julian calendar that was used in Western societies until the adoption of the Gregorian calendar. The Islamic calendar is based on lunar months, which begins when the thin crescent moon is actually sighted in the western sky after sunset, a day or so after new moon. For Islamic calendar purposes, the sighting must be made with the unaided eye. Holy month in a leap year, Dhul Hijjah has 30 days. In Islamic calendar consists of 12 months, similar to the Gregorian calendar. However, it consists of 354 to 355 days, unlike 365 to 366 days in a regular calendar, such as the annual period of fasting and the proper time for the pilgrimage to Mecca. The Islamic New Year starts off with Muharram, followed by other 12 months, other 11 months. Totally, 12 months start from with Muharram, next Safar, Rabiul Awal, Rabiul Akhir, Jamad al Awal, Jamad al Akhir, Rajab, Shaban, Ramadan, Shawwal, Dhul Qa'dah, and Dhul Hijjah. The ancient Chinese developed an especially complex calendar, largely limited a few privileged hereditary court astronomer astrologers. In addition to the motion of the Earth and the Moon, they were able to fit in the approximately 12-year cycle of Jupiter, which was central to their system of astrology. The Chinese still preserve some aspects of this system in their cycle of 12 year, the year of the dragon, the year of the pig, and so on. Our Western calendar derives from the long history of timekeeping beginning with the Sumerians, dating back to at least the second millennium BCE. In this calendar, Romans had dropped the almost impossible task of trying to base their calendar on the moon as well as the sun. Although a vestige of older lunar system can be seen in the fact that our months have an average length of about 30 days. However, lunar calendars remained in use in other cultures. The Islamic calendars, for example, are still primarily lunar rather than solar. The Gregorian calendar. Although the Julian calendar, which was adopted by the early Christian church, represent a great advance, its average year still differed from the true year by about 11 minutes. An amount of that accumulates over the centuries to an appreciable error. The Gregorian calendar reforms consisted of two steps. First, 10 days had to be brought out of the calendar to bring the vernal equinox back to March 21 by proclamation. The day following October 4, that is 1582, became the October 15. That means some changes, there are a lot of changes in Gregorian calendar has done. The second feature of new Gregorian calendar was a change in the rule for leap year, making the average length of the year more closely approximate the tropical year. The Catholic countries immediately put the Gregorian reform into effect, but countries of the Eastern Church and most Protestant countries did not adopt it until much later, that is, it was 1752 when England and the American colonies finally made the change. Now, there are more future predictions in calendar. Look at here. In list of future observable astronomical events, there are by no means all events, but only the notable or rare ones are noted here. In particular, it does not include solar eclipses or lunar eclipses unless the other is notable, as they are far too numerous to list. So there are long list here. You can I got from Google search. It's very interesting. In future, what happens? They are list out. For example, 2024 September 18th, that is lunar eclipse. That event will happen. Like not only this year, even 100 years after also they noted. It's fantastic. Look at here. Slowly, I will scroll this. You can see the things. This start with 2038 and shows the important events in astronomy. Look at here how the science is very accuracy and as well as the most valuable. So they in features what will happen, they are calculating accurately and shows this. This is about it start from 3000 BC. The the prediction in future is very fantastic here. They are calculated very accurately what will happen in astronomical events in future. It's very interesting. Even 4285 August, they predict here. Even 5000 it starts. 6500. 7800. Even 8700. 9000. 9106. Even November 5. The date also they predict exactly. 10,000. 20,000. Even 27,000. 38,080. 93,080. So far we discussed about calendar in different aspects as well as interesting features in astronomical events in future we discussed. We have done. Please subscribe our YouTube channel.